Bharti Airtel press conference, which is currently underway. Mr. Gopal Vittal is currently speaking. We understand that. Okay, let's cut across.
We lost spectrum in a few other cities. We had to swap out the full network in Delhi, given the paucity of spectrum. There have been misplaced notions on emissions for sites. We've always struggled to get sites, particularly in the cities and in many resident welfare associations. We've had to manage multiple technologies, and there's been a lot of spectrum interference and optimization that we need to do. And we've been doing all of that, and I can say with absolute certainty from all the metrics that we look at that there have been significant improvements over the last few months on the network quality. Having said that, we're still not where we need to be. There are certain localities where we struggle. I mean, Akbar Road in Delhi is a classic example. If you go up and down Akbar Road, 100% of it, there will be a call drop because we've just not been able to get a site. I've always spoken about Lutyens, 220 sites that we need. We have about 115 sites. The same issue is true in South Bombay, especially in the Colaba area. But today, I'm here to talk to you about a very significant network transformation program that we are putting in place. This is a 3-year program that we are going to put in place, Project LEAP. And Project LEAP, in many ways, is perhaps the most ambitious, the most historic, and the largest network transformation program that we've ever done in the history of this company. So what is Project LEAP? Like I said, it is the biggest network transformation in India. We are committing to over 60,000 crores of investment in the next 3 years. And there are, in many ways, if you look at Project LEAP, and I want to spend a few minutes talking through it, it's a 10-point program. And let me share with you what the 10-point program is. The first part of it is really that this is the largest ever deployment in the history of Airtel. In 2015-16, which is the year that we are in, we've had put in or deployed 70,000 base stations. Now, just to give you a measure of that, that is tantamount to almost growing our base stations and our presence by about 50 to 60%. So 70,000 base stations in 1 year is the largest deployment that we've ever seen in the history of Airtel. And in 3 years' time, we intend to put in 160,000 base stations. This will effectively double our presence on the ground. So what we built over 21 years, we will effectively double in just 3 years. The second part of Project LEAP, the second part of the program, is really broadband for all. By March 2016, we would be covering 250,000 villages with mobile broadband. 60% of our base stations will have mobile broadband by March 2016. And in 3 years' time, we will cover 500,000 villages across the country. This is a big, bold step that we're taking to take mobile broadband all across India. We already deliver voice services to over 500,000 villages. This will now be voice as well as mobile broadband. Third, we commit to a world-class indoor experience. And really what that means is that we will be deploying over 100,000 small cells, indoor solutions, and Wi-Fi hotspots in this 3-year period. There have been a series of tests that we've already done on small cells, on Wi-Fi hotspots, indoor solutions. In many circles, we believe that we are beginning to understand how to make this work, and we are committed to actually deploying a very large number of these solutions in order to improve indoor experience, which is really where a bulk of data tends to get consumed. Of course, voice also gets consumed there, but data as well gets consumed. Fourth, we want to put together a future-ready internet backbone. In the next 3 years, we believe we will have close to 550,000 kilometers of domestic and international fiber. This is a very important part of a future-proof broadband network because you need fiber to backhaul traffic. Voice can work without fiber, but when you're looking at data, you need fiber in order to reduce latency and improve the experience for the customer. Fifth, we are going to swap out many of our legacy networks. We've already swapped out the Calcutta network. This is a brand new network that we now have. A 20-year network has been swapped out, a real on the ground, and even as the network was running, we've seen dramatic efficiencies on account of that. More compact, more efficient technologies. Base stations that were probably 6 foot high are now the small of a small a DVD player. We have a single radio access network in Calcutta, and we are going to do this in many other circles. We will do this in Punjab in the next 12 months. We will look at Karnataka, we will look at Assam, we'll look at Northeast, we'll look at Andhra Pradesh, and over a 3-year period, we will swap out many of our legacy networks. Sixth, we really want to build a future-proof home broadband network. Like I mentioned, we have 1.6 million home broadband customers. We have close to 3 million strong connections and infrastructure that we have. We are going to modernize the 3 million strong home broadband network through a technology called vectoring, which will be available by March 2016. So in 2016, from 16 Mbps speeds on our current copper infrastructure, we would be able to offer 50 Mbps speeds. This is a big step in 2016 that we'll take. In addition, any additional deployment that we are doing is on fiber directly to the home, where we can offer up to 100 Mbps speeds. So home broadband will become a very important part of actually delivering an outstanding experience to our customers. Seventh, we want to connect millions of small businesses. We're going to look at Internet Wireless Area Network. This is a technology that we already use. And we believe that there is absolutely no reason for us not to connect 1 million enterprises, 1 million businesses across India to actually deliver an outstanding experience. We're also going to be looking at fiber to the building to connect up small businesses. Eighth, I don't know how many of you have visited our Service Operations Center in Manesar. It's a world-class facility. And for those of you who haven't visited, we would love to actually host you there and do an event for you. It's really a fantastic facility and something that we're really proud of. We're going to be looking at a whole bunch of technologies. One of these technologies is what we call self-optimizing networks. These self-optimizing networks essentially manage the optimization of multiple technologies on a live network in a real-time basis and on a completely automated basis. We're looking at a technology called geospatial networks, tools where we would be able to actually plan our network and manage interference on a locality and a cluster byte basis. We're also looking at tools of customer experience management to actually understand the experience at a granular level as to what is really happening and how do we improve it. And these are investments that we've already made. A few of our networks now, we've made these investments in some of our circles, in some of our cities, and we will take this across the country. Ninth, we are going to have a 70% reduction in carbon footprint. We've already made this public through our sustainability report, and these are now aggressive targets that we are taking on board. Through a combination of lower power consuming technologies, which are all the modern base stations that I've already talked about. We're looking at large multiple band antennas in order to reduce power consumption. We're looking at much more efficient battery technologies, which can actually replace the use of diesel in order to actually have more green sites and more battery-enabled sites, which will actually result in a 70% reduction in the carbon footprint of our business. And finally, and perhaps most importantly for our customers, this Project LEAP is going to be communicated to them at a locality level. So if you're in DLF Gurgaon, Phase 5, you will know what program, what Project LEAP has today, what is it that is in the plan, and how much progress we're making on Project LEAP. And this will be done across the country in almost every one of our cities to provide locality level information. We believe this is very important to serve our customers with both transparency and clarity. This scale of investment that we are seeing across all our technologies, 2G, 3G, and 4G, will improve voice services, because remember on 2G and 3G, the bulk of the voice that is carried is actually carried on 2G and 3G, and for most of us here in this room who have smartphones, Delhi, for example, 50% of our customers have smartphones. A lot of them use voice only on 3G. So with investments in 3G and 2G, we believe we will make significant improvements in the quality of our voice services. We will also make very significant improvements in the quality of the broadband experience that our customers enjoy. So that's the kind of locality level zoning that we will provide to our customers in terms of what really is happening on Project LEAP. As I said, it will be real time.
That is Gopal Vittal of Bharti Airtel saying